My friend Paul, who lives in the north of England, started a website. I'll just start over. Moto dork. This is going to be a short video. Probably. My friend Paul, who lives in the north of England, started his own YouTube channel. It's called dodgyCam. Go check it out. It's basically him. Well, he's fashioned it after a reaction channel, and you know, reaction channels on YouTube are pretty hot right now. They're pretty popular, and he has a lot of good things to say about music. I mean, let's just say that Paul is a all-around music aficionado, and he's very good with words. I would call him a wordsmith. You know. But what Paul has been doing, he's been not so much reacting to songs as he has been expressing his thoughts and views on songs that he's already familiar with. And his videos are quite good. I would recommend you go and subscribe. dodgyCam. I'll see if I can magically put it up on the screen, and I'll put a link to it in the description as well. But recently he did a video on the song Natural Science by Rush, and if you've been a subscriber of my channel for a while, you know that I am a big fan of Rush, the band. Also, the song Natural Science, which is from their 1980 album Permanent Waves, is my favorite song of theirs of all time. It didn't used to be. I mean, there was a time when I had never even heard the song. And then there was a time, even after I had heard the song, that it wasn't my favorite. It only became my favorite, I would say, probably within the last 8 to 10 years. And there's a very specific reason for that. And so I commented on his video and I told him this. I told him this exact same thing that I just told you. And, well, he wanted me to tell him why. And so I'm doing that in this video. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to express the reason why that song and the lyrics within move me in a way that no other Rush song does. And I'm going to try to do it quickly. On this brisk morning in April, which is quite brisk, quite. I mean, it's like the middle of April and I'm wearing my heated gloves. I got my thermal liner in my jacket here, and I think it's 31 degrees when I left the house. So brisk. So there was a time, well, let's just start here. I'm divorced, and I've not been divorced for very long, a couple of years. But the ex-wife and I made a decision in 2010 to separate, and so we did. And then we waited 8 years, or 9 years actually, to actually get divorced. And we were relatively apathetic about it, or I guess I should say I was. But that's a whole different story, a whole different video, and I won't go into any of that. Because I harbor no ill will toward my ex-wife. Just put that out there for the record. Yeah, where was I? Oh yes, the song. So, when we separated, we both began dating other people. And, you know, that was in 2010. We got married in 94. We started dating in 93. So, you know, that's a decent amount of time to, you know, not be involved with anybody else except one person. And so I kind of went stark raving mad just dating. And here's where I come clean. I made some bad choices in that I dated more than one person at a time, and actively attempted to keep that from people I was dating. Yeah, that's not something I'm remotely proud of. You know, I made these decisions and did them and tried to get away with it. And let me tell you, I didn't get away with it. I hurt people. I really hurt some people. And I feel very bad about it, even today. I regret those things. I lied. I lied to people. I lied to people for my own gain. And I don't know why. Because that's not the kind of person I am. And yet there I was doing it. So maybe I am that kind of person, or at least was. And it was at that time, and I guess maybe you could call this serendipity. I don't know if that's a good word. I know it's a real word. It was at that time that I just happened to pull up that song, only this time pay attention to the lyrics. And what's really funny about this is that these lyrics that struck me don't really have a whole lot to do with that situation. Yet they did. And I'm going to try to remember these lyrics word for word. Sometimes I have trouble. The most endangered species, the honest man, will still survive annihilation, forming a world state of integrity, sensitive, open, and strong. I mean, those lyrics, the most endangered species, the honest man, yeah. I listened to Getty with his, you know, amazingly powerful voice and singing style say those lyrics, and I read them at the same time. And wow, did it just rip my heart open. Because I knew that I was not part of that endangered species. I had not been part of that endangered species. I had taken my words, which we all know can be very powerful, and I used them to hurt people. By lying. You know, I hurt people. Not just with my words, but with my actions. Probably my actions more so than my words at that point. And I knew that these words that Getty was singing, that Neil had written, reflected poorly on me. Sorry, had to stop talking for a minute. I knew that those words reflected poorly on me, and I had to improve myself. I had to change. And so I did. You know, I took something, you know, that's just words on a sheet of paper, you know, music and a recording, and I had to let it change me for the better. I had to, because it's not right to hurt people. It's not right. And from that moment on, and still to this day, I do my best to be honest. Because I don't want to hurt people. And I'm not saying that since then I've never hurt anybody. I'm not saying that. We are all human. We all make mistakes. We all let sometimes our frustration get the best of us. And sometimes we say things to people. I'm not saying that since then I never have, because I have. But I've atoned for it. I've apologized for it, and I've, you know, tried to move on. It's all we can do. So, anyway, that's what it is. So I'm guessing the takeaway from this is don't fucking lie to people. Don't fucking lie, because all you're gonna do is hurt somebody. All you're gonna do is rip a hole in that person's heart. And not only are you going to hurt that person, but you're going to hurt yourself. Because we never know what the ramifications for our words will be. And I'm done talking about this. So, that's it, Paul. Like, that's it. Latest.